Submarines are a cornerstone of naval power, offering unparalleled stealth, versatility, and strategic value. The top submarines globally are distinguished by their innovative technologies, robust offensive and defensive capabilities, and crucial roles in maintaining national security. These submarines, which vary in propulsion systems from nuclear to advanced diesel-electric, are instrumental in strategic deterrence, intelligence gathering, and special operations. Here's an expanded introduction to the top 10 submarines in the world for 10. Arihant class, India. The Arihant class is a class of Indian nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines being built for the Indian Navy. They were developed under the $11 billion Advanced Technology Vessel (ATV) project to design and build nuclear-powered submarines. These vessels are classified as strategic strike nuclear submarines by India. The lead vessel of the class, INS Arihant, was laid down in 2004, launched in 2009, and after extensive sea trials was confirmed to be commissioned in August 2016. Arihant holds the distinction of being the first ballistic missile submarine to have been built by a country other than one of the 5 permanent members of the United Nations Security Council. Top speed, surfaced, 28 km/h, submerged, 44 km/h range, unlimited drift, 49 ft length, 430 ft, weight 6,000 tons, cost $500 million total, built number 2+2. 9. Triomphant class, France. Triomphant class, S616, is the French Navy's ballistic missile nuclear-powered submarine, SSBN, intended to replace the inflexible M4 class SSBNs. The submarine was designed and built at DCN's Cherbourg shipyard. This first-of-class submarine was launched in July 1993 and entered service in 1997. Range, unlimited. Top speed, 46.6 km/h. Length, 453 ft. Weight, 12,640 ton. Cost, $38.77 billion. In total, built number 4. 8. Jin class, China. The Type 094 is a class of nuclear ballistic missile submarines developed by China for the People's Liberation Army Navy submarine force. The Type 094 succeeds the Type 092 submarine and precedes the Type 096 submarine, which is under development. Top speed, surfaced, 19 km/h submerged, 37 km/h range, unlimited drift, 7-meter length, 449 ft6 and cost, $750 million total, built number 67. Delta class, Russia. The Delta class are a family of nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines designed and built in the Soviet Union, which formed the backbone of the Soviet and Russian strategic submarine fleet since their introduction in 1973. The Soviets viewed the Deltas as an iterative improvement of the Yankee-class submarines, which carried R-27 Zybe missiles with a range of 2,500–3,000 kilometers. The R-29s gave the Deltas much-needed standoff distance. With a range of 7,700 kilometers, the Deltas were able to perform their deterrence patrols within relative safety of the Arctic Ocean, while the Yankee class had to patrol off the U.S. coastline to do so. The Deltas were supplemented by the largest submarines ever built, the Typhoon-class submarines, which served as guarantors of the Soviet second strike capability. The earlier Delta boats remained in service until the 1990s, when the Soviet Union ceased to exist, and many classes of submarines were decommissioned due to the severe budget cuts that resulted. A few Delta IIIs and all of the Delta IVs were retained by the nascent Russian Navy. Top speed, surfaced, 26 km/h. Submerged, 44 km/h. Range, unlimited length, 456 ft. Weight, 13,500 tons. Total built number, 18. 6. Oscar II class, Russia. The Oscar class, Soviet designations Project 949 Granite, are a series of nuclear-powered cruise missile submarines designed in the Soviet Union for the Soviet Navy. First built in the 1970s, 6 remain in service with the Russian Navy. 2 other vessels were slated to be modernized since at least 2017 as Project 949 AM to extend their service life. Top speed, surfaced, 28 km/h, submerged, 59 km/h range, 6,570 km length, 508 ft6 in weight, 16,400 tons. Total built number, 16.5. Vanguard class, UK. The Vanguard class is a class of nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines in service with the Royal Navy. The class was introduced in 1994 as part of the Trident nuclear program and comprises 4 vessels: Vanguard, Victorious, Vigilant, and Vengeance, built between 1986 and 1999 at Barrow in Furness by Vickers Shipbuilding and Engineering, now owned by BAE Systems. All 4 boats are based at HM Naval Base Clyde, 40 km west of Glasgow, Scotland. Since the decommissioning of the Royal Air Force WE-177 free-fall thermonuclear weapons during March 1998, the 4 Vanguard submarines are the sole platforms for the United Kingdom's nuclear weapons. Each submarine is armed with up to 16 UGM-133 Trident II missiles. The class is scheduled to be replaced starting in the early 2030s with the Dreadnought-class submarine. Range, unlimited length, 491 ft10. In weight, 15,900 tons. Top speed, 46 km/h. Total built number, 4. 4. Seawolf class, U.S. The Seawolf class is a class of nuclear-powered fast attack submarines in service with the United States Navy. The class was the intended successor to the Los Angeles class, and design work began in 1983. A fleet of 29 submarines was to be built over a 10-year period, but that was reduced to 12 submarines. The end of the Cold War and budget constraints led to the cancellation of any further additions to the fleet in 1995, leaving the Seawolf class limited to just 3 boats. This, in turn, led to the design of the smaller Virginia class. The Seawolf class cost about $3 billion per unit, making it the most expensive United States Navy fast attack submarine and second most expensive submarine ever, after the French Triomphant class nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines. Top speed, surfaced, 37 km Deutsch, submerged, 65 km Deutsch range, unlimited length, 452.8 FTR cost, 3.5 billion, each total built number, 3. 3. Bore class, Russia. The Bore class are a series of nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines being constructed by Sevmash for the Russian Navy. The class has been replacing the steadily retiring Russian Navy Delta III and Delta IV classes and fully retired Typhoon, all 3 classes being Soviet-era submarines. Despite being a replacement for many types of SSBNs, Bore-class submarines are much smaller than those of the Typhoon class in both displacement and crew. In terms of class, they are more accurately a follow-on for the Delta IV class SSBNs. Top speed, surfaced, 28 km/h, submerged, 54 km/h range, unlimited length, 5.57 ft9 in weight, 24,000 tons. Cost, $734 million total built number, 8. 2. Virginia class, U.S. The Virginia class is the newest class of nuclear-powered cruise missile fast attack submarines in service with the United States Navy. The class is designed for a broad spectrum of open ocean and littoral missions, including anti-submarine warfare and intelligence-gathering operations. They are scheduled to replace older Los Angeles-class submarines, many of which have already been decommissioned. Virginia-class submarines will be acquired through 2043 and are expected to remain in service until at least 2060, with later submarines expected to operate into the 2070s. On 14 March 2023, the trilateral Australian-British-American Security Pact, known as AUKUS, announced that the Royal Australian Navy would purchase 3 Virginia-class submarines as a stopgap measure between the retirement of their conventionally powered Collins-class submarines and the acquisition of the future SSN AUKUS-class submarines. If the SSN AUKUS fell behind schedule, Australia would have the option of purchasing 2 additional Virginia-class submarines. Range, unlimited length, 460 ft weight, 16,094 tons, top speed, 46 km/h, cost, $4.3 billion each, total built number, 24. 1. Typhoon class, Russia. The Typhoon class, Soviet designation project, 941 Akula, was a class of nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines designed and built by the Soviet Union for the Soviet Navy. With a submerged displacement of 48,000 tons, the Typhoons were the largest submarines ever built, able to accommodate comfortable living facilities for the crew of 160 when submerged for several months. The source of the NATO reporting name remains unclear, although it is often claimed to be related to the use of the word typhoon by General Secretary Leonid Brezhnev of the Communist Party in a 1974 speech while describing a new type of nuclear ballistic missile submarine as a reaction to the United States Navy's new Ohio-class submarine. The Russian Navy canceled its Typhoon modernization program in March 2012, stating that modernizing one Typhoon would be as expensive as building 2 new Boray-class submarines. Top speed, surfaced, 4115 km/h, submerged, 50 km/h range, 8,300 km length, 574 ft2. In weight, 48,000 tons. Total built number, 6.